Absolutely wow. Because I'm super. I'm super. And I just want to say shout out to everybody and welcome to Rumbi and Sinzad. But the question of the day is, do you really think elections will ever sort out our problems in Zimbabwe? I'm talking about elections. No, but some people are talking about 2028 elections. Do you think that will be the solution to our country? I'd want to hear your thoughts on that issue. Now, we're going to be looking at the Zimbabwean army and the police are fed up. You've seen articles today that came out reported by Newsday, different media houses, that soldiers are also part and parcel of robberies in the country. And the police are fed up, can't take it anymore because the government failing to cater for their needs. Now the question is, why are we in this predicament? Why are we here? Honestly. All right, so before we proceed, while I say shout out to Moses, good to see you. If it's your first time to come across this channel, make sure that you subscribe and, turn on the notification button. It's very crucial. Miss Sam, good to see you. And also, to my regulars, I want to send you some shout out, everybody. Even if I don't mention your name, you are important. Just remember that. Okay. Also, like I said to you yesterday, if you are looking at buying properties in South Africa, please don't look too far. Make sure that you can just get hold of us if possible. Then we'll shift you to the company that is definitely responsible for that. And also, investments as well. I'll give you more details. I'm eventually going to bring all the stuff in here. Yeah. All right. So, Dr. Ngosana Moyo. He said Zimbabweans have not suffered enough yet. Citizens are not fighting the system to change it. They are fighting to be included in the system. That's Dr. Ngosana Moyo. Is he telling lies? Is he lying? People are not fighting the wrong things in the country. No, some of them are clamoring to be part and parcel of that evil. This is why I said to you, if you're a Christian and you believe in Jesus and you're still big supporting evil, you need to go back and repent. You haven't started yet. Now, to the issue of elections that I just asked you a question, I'm going to just read quickly a tweet that was sent out by Ali this morning. He said the IEC South Africa is referring to ZEC South Africa, all right. He's announced that they are starting to print ballot papers for the 29th of May election in Zimbabwe. Zim is not answerable to anyone, and yet opposition will blindly participate in the shambolic exercise. They don't even know who or where the ballot paper is printed. Many of us are complicit in maintaining the status quo. Let's not sell false hope. Pathetic. Is he lying? No, he's right. In South Africa, they're already advising every competitor, electorate, that no, we are printing the ballot paper. In Zimbabwe, honestly, this is why we are in all this mess. But I'm glad because the police are complaining, the army are in trouble. They are now busy in robbing people. Why? Because everyone is hungry. That's the bottom line. Everybody is hungry. But I wanted to remind you, do you remember what President Emmerson Mnangagwa said? That we are the army, we are the police, we are we are the army, we are the police, we are everything. You remember what President Emmerson Mnangagwa said? Just to remind you. So here we are now with all this that is going down within the parameters of the army and the police. The question that everyone is asking is, what is the president saying about this mess? What is he going to say? Take a listen, please. You remember that? Yeah, we are the army, we are the police, we are the air force, we are everything. And we determine who does the mining, we determine who's going to build the road. No one else can do it. That was President Emmerson Mnangagwa. He said it. We are the army and we are the police. Here we are. So the question that we need to ask ZANU-PF is, we are in this mess. What are you going to say about the army that is involved in robberies? And what are you going to say to the police that are also complaining that they do not even have uniforms? That's how bad things are in the country, even though they're busy gaslighting. But the truth is that there is a mess that needs to be resolved. So the article was sent out today. The army nabbed for armed robberies in Harare. So the ZRP apprehended 9 suspect armed robbers, 9 rifles, sorry, they were saying 9, some 12 were recovered. The ZRP spokesperson, Assistant Commissioner Ponyat, confirms arrest of 9 suspect armed robbers. On the list of the robbers includes members of the Zimbabwe National Army, so Masoja, are part and parcel of the robberies. Over a series robbery in Harare, Murewa and Shamba, the police recovered 9 firearms from the gang, which has since admitted to committing 5 of the crimes. The group, which was nabbed early today, appeared in court this afternoon. The police, the army, the army are also part and parcel of all the shenanigans that are going down in the country. Very sad indeed. Honestly, this is when people have been asking questions and said, okay, when people are protesting, the people that will be at the defense are the army and the police, beating people. But here you are, now you're going to go to prison. But these people are simply saying, we are all fighting for one thing, to have a better Zimbabwe. No one wants to do anything except to say, hey guys, let's hold people to account. Corruption must stop, so at least we can build a Zimbabwe that we all know that we want. But the police and the soldiers are always at the forefront, And now, what is this? What is this? But do you remember an audio that was circulating almost like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, when Itam Zamara got missing? Do you remember? An alleged top soldier who is in exile. We began to narrate some of the shenanigans that goes down within the armies and the police and what they call special air service, if I'm not mistaken. You remember that story? Because why I'm pointing out, because I want you to link with what's going down now with the soldiers. Because I can only imagine soldiers are there doing their job and protecting, the citizens. But now they are being caught doing armed robberies. How do you link a soldier and linking them with the banks and robbing people in their houses? We also understand that because they may have the ammunition to do so, right, to threaten. But can that be too far from what the man was saying? If you still remember what he said, because I can remind you, I brought that audio today so I can remind you of all the things that he said, that some of the crimes that you see that are being committed, these were his allegations, in Zimbabwe, are being committed by people that may be part and parcel of those areas. But if you get caught, they will tell you, you can be arrested. So I think it's very important for me to remind you on the issue of Itai Zamara, so that you can listen to him speaking about these shenanigans or these crimes that happen in the country. Quite very sad, but let's remind each other, because it will actually going to shed some light to say what's really going on in the camps. Again, I've always said to you, are these really the soldiers? Are these really the police? That behave the way that they do? Because I can only imagine if you go through a training, of being a police force, there are rules and regulations. But some of the actions we see on the street do not align, with their work. But anyway, let me remind you, take a listen, please.
Kune maseo, kune military intelligence, kune Zimbabwe special air service inonzi SAS, kune police intelligence, kune air force intelligence, prison service intelligence. Vanoprovide personnel kwa president office ya president and right. Vanhu ivavo ndovanoshanda pamwe chete. Saka inini umbrella team rinenge riri kuchinzi maCIO, but vanhu vacho vabva kumaunits andataura aya. Kana vave papa vanhu vanenge vachiti maCIO, but vanenge vakasangana kubva kumaunits intelligence emasecurity force akasiyana siyana. You understand? Right. Saka munyika medu mune department rearmy rinonzi special air service. Iro department rova ndiro ndoanonzi mamercenary enyika, ndo last number special forces. Special forces mune commando regiment iri Cranbourne, kozoti parachute regiment iri kuInkombo, kozoti SAS iyi ndo iri pamusoro padzo dzose. Ndo chete department rotendekwa kupfeka uniform rine ndebvu, mazindebvu akadai vasina kugera musonyangoni ukagera mohoko whatever zvaunoda. Ndiro department iroro ndona kutopfeka uniform chero kune dzimwe nyika rinondodeploya vanhu yango kupolice muno kublack bots kuya masupporting ndaya maona kuti vamwe masupporting iyo iri sasi yakapira uniform yepolisi ichirowa nezvokuti dhomoshora mapurisa asina zvaanoziva. Kana kukasunga munhu akakosha zvakafanira zvakaita jobs kala izvozvi imi muchiti magadhijere zvaasi magadhijere isasi inenge yatora uniform dzeprisons yopfeka imi mukasvika kweka mida kuona jobs kala mobata rafu moti magadhijere ane rafu zvaasi magadhijere isasi kuita zvinzvipi izvozvo. They are deployed kwese kune interest yepolitics ine vanenge vachitonga vanodeploya nesasi kunoacta as mamembers edepartment irora munenge muchida imimi muri kuunderstand. Saka sasi iyo ndinoplay a pivotal role munyika zvepolitics, kuuraya vanhu, kuadapta vanhu, kutocha vanhu and everything. Of course maunits aya ndataura anenge ari involved but sasi ndo yakanyanya. Hakuna munhu angaenda kusiya hokwa kuyared off ndosaruka kunoenda vanhu vakaita ma-A level vane zvikoro zvavo vanenge vari mumaofisi vachiita office work. Only a few individuals they open ground anditi but inozoita network yese chii isasi. So they can track you wherever kwauri vanotsvaga information. Kana vatsvaga information vanopasa vanosenda information yokusasi. Sasi ndiyo yozoita basa rari yamanje yozopedza zvoda kuitwa. For example kana munhu akashayikwa siya weona kutreka yokuwana yotsvaga information ivo vasi vanokubata vanonasa kubata ndiwo vanobva tora information iyo yoiswa kusasi. Sasi ndiyo yoya paground yokubata manje kana kukuuraya. Saka sasi iyi ndo iri dangerous munyika ndiyo yaishandiswa namugabe maaccidents yazvoti panotongo accident yonzi munhu aita accident zvototrainwa zvinhu zvazviyo zvotrainwa. Saka apo nonga pambadzisisa Itaidzamara was abducted musi wa9 March 2015 ndo pakatogwa Itaidzamara kubva kuya 9 March 2015 kana ndisingakanganisi right. 2015 iye muna November that's when inini pandakaenda kunoita selection kusasi ikoko ndaita selection kusasi ikoko. Kana muchitraina kwakaya munotraina nezvinhu zviri riwo munotraina even examples munopiwa maexamples ari correct chaiwo information yechokwadi. Itaidzamara atorwa paya akatogwa neseho nemilitary intelligence vamutora vakamugamuchidzana vachiita zvavaita but kokupedzisira sasi ndo yakazomutora yamutora vakamutocha vakamushungurudza. Saka nayo yakatika papa ndekuti magroups aya ese aya anga ari present vachiziva nezvemukomana uyu. Saka vanhu vamurova vamushungurudza sasi yakazotora munhu ikamurova ikamukuvadza zvokuti anga ave beyond kuti vachimudzosa manje zvanga zvisisaiti. Saka mamadepartments ese akaramwa bhozi vaisada kumuuraya. Saka siyawo yakatanga kuramwa ikabva, police intelligence ikaramwa ikabva, prisons ikabva, vamwe vese vakabva, sasi ikasara naye. Sasi ikati hazvitomboiti, sasi yamukuvadza, vamwe vese vakaramwawa, sasi ndiyo yakazoromupedzisa basa manje ikamuuraya. Saka Itaidzamara vaona kuti hachaiti, vamwe vakati ndetinokuenda kunaingire kudhuze nekunaingire uku ukaribha uku kune shumba uku kuti adyiwe neshumba aida nokandwa ikoko. Vamwe vakati no mani shumba dzikamucha pati musoro nsara inevhaniro zvozoitika ndobva vainera kana mukana mumugoti une acid. Sasi iri kupi? Sasi iri paingopa first tollgate usvika patollgate uchinda along unenge paingoma apo tollgate rekutanga you turn left uchiturn left pane chitara chinopinda unenge inanga mukempi yeparachute regiment. Ukapinda muparachute regiment ukatedza tara iyo unodarika pane marriage quarter irapo unodarika nekatara ikako hauchazopindi mumain camp yepara unobva wabuda ngakuenda musango nedasi road. Kusango ikoko kune camp iriko ndokune sasi ikoko kwete ngepapraze hazvoti ukatosvika kuti hamene pasango apa pane ndomune camp yesasi momo. Mukati mecamp yesasi pakati nepakati pemaofisi pane kamugodhi karipo kakadzika kakatovakirwa zvakanaka katoneka stubhu kanotoshainwa kaiswa cobra kakaiswa barbed wire yakakomberedza nonga pane 3 lines ane dzakakomberedza kamugodhi iwo unotogadwa every night panotogadwa ipapo. Mugodhi uyu waishandiswa kare nevarungu kubata makomeredzi vachikandwa imomo mamune acid. Saka waiti ukakandwa waidyiwa zvese everything kana mabhonzo ako anonyangudika. Saka nhasi mugodhi uwo uri kuexista. saka sasi yazobviswa kukabritu ichiuya kuzoiswa ikoko handiti ndobva vaisa kembi ipapo saka vakakontinua kutora mugodhi vachiushandisa kumabasa api iyayo kana zvakatosumuka mhepo dzakambosumuka mugodhi ondonhuhwa nhunzi kutonhuhwa nhunzi otombotambudza kembi yose but kashoma kana mhepo dzisina kusimuka pane pakatonyara usingatombonhuhwi imomo ndomakakandwa mukomana avo vaona kuti atofa hapasa zvokuita kuti timudzosera zvisaiti kutomukanda uko all the way kusvika kukaribha kutokunenge tata sei tiri kuna kubatwa munzira uko ndobva vamukanda mugodhi weasidi ndoma akafira imomo ndoma vakazomukanda afa ndoma akadyiwa neasidi imomo saka zvaikosha zvikuru kuti vanhu vekuradza maraka vazive chero vakatadza kuwana simba rekunoti vanoona mugodhi wacho asi at least vakaziva kuti mwana wavo akafa zvechokwadi arimo mukamba esasi mune mugodhi urimo unoita kunge mugodhi wemvura asi usiri mugodhi wemvura wakatovakirwa zvakanaka ndoma akakandwa saka vanhu vese vanoti itai mupenyu zvazodii aiwa hakuna akaiswa imomo hakuna kwakambocheregwa kakandwa mugodhi weasidi musasi command neofficer anga aripo 2015 anonzi Colonel munana iye that guy is very cruel akazobva izvinezvi very cruel akazotofoswa kuresigna naPV achinzi wadarika makore ako ekuramba uchiburinywa wachembera chibva achiramba achiti handidi kuenda ngwehondo mukatomugugula mumuona iye munana iye very cruel murume vakamupanikire kuti gere anofamba achikaminira so dhareyo saka ndo makaiswa itaidza mara imomo right ndakazviziva sei inini I was a student there 2015 sokozi yanga 2016 January takatraina ikoko saka pakati pekutraina munotraina zvinhu zviri life kwete zvokufungidzira sasi ndo inotraina counter terrorism kuti uzocounter terrorism hunge iwewe watombotraina terrorism yacho saka vanhu vesasi atori materrorist hakuna vanhu vakawanda ikoko bhozi training yacho inorwadza choro kabvunza anyone kana une hama mune hama musoja mukabvunza kuti naiwe inonzi sasi muarmy inoita asi anoziva kuti maiwe vanhu vavasiraizvi ndo mabhinya enyika saka vanotraina counter terrorism vanotraina VIP protection vanotraina zvakawanda maaccident car hijacking aircraft hijacking any modes of transport hijacking kidnapping munotozvitraina izvozvo kana matotraina munotoita malife operation munotoita maexercise amunopiwa ekutesta kuti mabata here zvitori live kana muita kidnapping munotoenda kunokidnapa vanhu votoya mukamba pane panyogwa inonzi exercise instruction inonyogoisanwa napresident vakomana isasi vachaita exercise yekidnapping so dhari kana vakanokidnapa vanhu ka wozonga mukakidnapirwa munhu ka mucharipota kupolisi vanhu vanova vanozobudiswa mani kunzi aiwa vakomana vanga vari pasele vanga vari paexercise havachasungwi kana mukati muri kuita car hijacking munotoita car hijacking iri riu chaiyo zvinozobva dzadzosekwa kana mapedza exercise but dzinozosegwa manje dzine exercise session kuti vanhu vanaona zvokwadi mamuchitraina kana ndo pandakaziva ini kuti mastreet kids muharare pandobva mastreet kids mutauni muya anongosvika so mastreet kids otongwa osa mumota kunzi handei kune chibasa kati monodya chikafu woita nge vanhu vaya vanopata vanhu chikafu vaya otongwa mastreet kids oendwa nawo kukaribha munonodzidzira munonotraina mushandisa mastreet kids kana lese murikuita malicense ekudzidzira kuuraya munhu handiti there are methods dzakasiyana ekuuraya munhu kana vachibaya injection isai poison kana vachiponda kana vachirwa nepfuti whatever zvaunenge uchiita saka munhu anotoya live so vanotogwa masikidzi otonzi right fambai makadai ivi vakomana vakagarira uchisvika paya konzi uyo munhu iwo uraya nepfuti tone da stiskidhi rotodona iwo uyo munhu ruwa nesando da otourayiwa ndopatakaziva kuti masikidzi anotogwa masikidzi onourayiwa kwakwe vachitraina saka hakumbotraini zvinhu zvokuti kwai ngatore danda tisabodzidzira kuraya pamuti aiwa totouraya munhu chaiko kana mavauraya vaya vanhu masikidzi aya anobva apiwa shumba dzodya kumana puzo koshumba dzitsvako chikosvika so dzakatozara tune hasha tishumba tumwe chewaiti tutsvuku so netumwe tuchena so tofamba 250 kana 200 imagine ukakanda munhu haambodoni pasi munhu hapana chitomboonekwa pasi dzedzakugama kupedza kongosara musoro chete saka masirikidzi vatraina tamauraya pandoko anokandwa ikoko saka nyika yedu yayo yakaoma vanhu vakarara usiku kuna vanhu vanenge vachitraina Zimbabwe inotrena kana mazogara, inotrena kwete zvokumbofungidzana kutamba, inotrena zvechokwadi. Saka ndo zvakaitwa mukomana uya. Saka all in all, best oji yangu handi uchiri besi. Ndaitaura nayo yangu muchidimbu zvakawanda zvigere. Saka pakati pekutrena kwatakaita ndo patapiwa maexamples ekufa kwakaita naleni mojongwe. Haana kungofa jongwe, akatorwa chekuseri ndobva afa. Ende unoziva kuti vanenge vachitori mavidheos. Zvizhinji vanotori mavidheos kuti una apa, unoona apa. Tongogara ndo mafiro akaita zvakafamba zvakadai zvakadai. Imamudzi nemunyaso kuudzwa chokwadi tongogara akafa sei. Ninge akafa sei. Uyu ona takamutora tikamupisa, ona nemijisi ava. Tsvangira akatogwa apa kuna mavidheos ava. Takapindura takadai tikapindura takadai tikatomuraya. Ende unongo mainstructors ka unongochiziva nemainstructor akatoinda iwo achiti urona pandina apa. Ndini takatopinda mbaumu ndikauraya ningi. Ndini takauraya ningi pakati. Uyu munoti ningi pakati zuva rakadai so akafamba sei. Tisi takamuraya. Ona apa zuva iri taitoenda kwakati avhidhio kunapa. Tisi takaenda pakati apa. Vanenge vachikuudzai vachikuratidzai vachikuudza nemavidheos nemafotos. Zvinhu zviri uchasa kuti ndinhingu ndiye akaita zvakadai pakadai so. Ndo pakabva pamalessons iya ndo pakata kona nyaya yechai.
Yeah. All right. I'm not surprised why you see, I can't even begin to fathom the army being involved in robberies. The army, like the army. You know, I remember when we were growing up, you know, this family had there were armies around. In my family, we've got quite a number of armies and the police, and I often wanted to be a policewoman. You know, when I was growing up, I was like, I want to be a policewoman. And we all know how successful the army was. You know what I mean? They were very successful. When you see them wearing the camouflage and, you know, those big cars, you remember those? And today, it's a different story. You know why? All these shenanigans that is happening, what people don't understand is the principles work here. All this evil that has been going on in the country, let me tell you, do you know if we carry on and we won't stop, things are going to be really bad. That's why it's so important for us to turn. Not tomorrow, but now. I still believe dialogue will help Zimbabweans. I still believe. Because if the army start now stealing, and you look at the police are also complaining, so where are we going? Where are we going as a nation? But the reason why I gave you a foundation of this story is to show you that some of the things that we saw now with the army that they're saying have been arrested, this is exactly what he's saying, that because we're being trained, some of them to do crime. So what do you expect? What do you expect? Instead of protecting people, now they are now killing the people using the very same guns. But there were so many interesting comments there, which I think they were actually very, very important. And I to pick up some of them. Interesting. Peter Mupondi said if they could surely sit down in this good number and hatch a plan to rob civilians, what stopped them from planning to liberate everyone? Even if they were to be caught, at least history would remember them for trying. Solar panel. You saw that they were stealing solar panels, you know, robbing banks, you know. And I'm sitting on the other side, I'm like, yo, but we have been saying, guys, let's fix the country. And I'm still saying today, let's fix our country. Because there'll come a time, even those that were good people will turn out being devils. Because, you know, hunger is terrible. Hunger is bad. If you look now in the situation, in our context, in Zimbabwean context, when you look at men who are selling their soul, men are begging. It's hunger. It's poverty. This is why most of these evil politicians have always been focusing on keeping people in poverty, pauperizing the masses so that they can abuse them anytime they want to. It's a mind game. Two kingdoms that control life. Whether you deny or you don't deny, it's up to you. The kingdom of the devil and the kingdom of God. And both of them work with your mind. It's like they're spending all their time just planning on how they can just hurt the people. And how can they destroy? It is really sad to watch. Honestly, it's sad to. And they're right. I mean, we have seen different countries when soldiers rise up and free the people. But no, I don't know. Like, maybe he's got a point, you know. And Leonard Coney said soldiers are hungry, but instead of removing the thieves, which are causing them to suffer, they are now involved in armed robberies. And you know, all the thieves, that they're simply protecting thieves. We all know most of the people they protect are thieves. Most of these politicians, even the President Emerson Mnangagwa, confirmed that he knows that corruption is a problem. You know, you are going to prison to serve, but you're protecting another thief. Excuse me. Where is your mind? Where is your mind? And Tedious, he said, while they are busy defending the crooks who are stealing their salaries and livelihoods, now they are being arrested. Imagine stealing a solar. The last time I checked, the army were really, really successful people. You know, if you die as an army person, even your kids were going to pay school fees and they finish. Everything, they would have everything. That's the army that I remember. But now it's a different story now. You can see them wearing ballets that varuka, bareta varuka. It's sad, man. It is really sad. Now we have the police as well. Hans cops are disgruntled, you know, because now they are the disgruntled cops stage uniform protest. They are protesting with that Nama uniform. Maprisa. I told you I've got quite a number of police in my family and the soldiers. Yeah, so I could, you know, while I'm talking to you now, I remember one of my cousin, my brother, you know, used to wear, he was actually had a very good position. You know, when they wear those khaki ones, you know, then, before when we were young, and you come with his hat and, you know, from a distance, you see him driving a sandana. He was like, where's my purisa again? Where's my purisa? I just think of my brother. I love him. You know, there's my purisa. We knew him. He was top class. What the hell is going on? My police said they don't have uniforms. Not all of them, but they say the junior police details are showing up at this year's independence celebration, inspecting parades wearing clothes that do not match in a planned protest to express their disgruntlement against the escalating shortage of uniforms within the force. And I think you have seen a lot of pictures moving around when the police, some of them bakabata muriwo vamwani mahembe zakavaruka vamwani bhutsu makambona bhutsu dzaseculated dzakaiswa pamusoro petable dzakavaruka, and I just like, man, no. But millions were being donated to the church. Cars are being dished out to individuals. You know, cars are being imported. Chiefs are being given cars. They've got cars, they're being given other cars. I'm sure there's still going to be more cars. And also there are the top of the range cars that are being bought. Like sometimes they're bought in yakaroiwane motor. Yakaroiwane motor. So it has since been established that police commanders in Harare were last week forced to abandon an inspection parade ahead of Thursday's independence celebrations after it emerged that the details were improperly dressed. Newsday headed yesterday. According to the reports, some police details reported that for parade wearing civilian shoes. Can you hear that? That's not my uniform. After reportedly going for more than 3 years, 3 years without receiving new pair of the footwear. That's not boots. The police was preparing to be part of the provincial independence celebration parade. The Harare parade, which consisted of members of the police, Zimbabwe National Army, Air Force of Zimbabwe, and the Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Service, exposed the magnitude of police uniform shortages as their colleagues were reportedly smartly dressed. This is really sad, y'all. This is really, really, really sad. So sources told Newsday that as the inspection began, senior police officers only inspected 3 members before having, in a half, expressed disappointment at the way the rest of the details were dressed. So they only inspected 3 people and realized that the majority didn't even have like consistent uniforms. Their uniforms could not match. So they said we then proceeded into the square, and an army commander also questioned the manner in which we were dressed. He skipped the police detachment, the sources said. A senior police officer told Newsday that they had been advised that the shortage of uniforms was a result of an unavailability of the material that is used in making the garments. Is always going to be an excuse. The challenge of shortages of uniforms have been overlooked for long because the cops have been covering it up, the senior police officer said. They have been asking for uniform items such as shirts, belts, and others from among themselves. On special inspections for state events, the one without a belt or shoes, even when trousers, would ask another, and they should show up at the parade smartly dressed. So they need to ask other people so that they can get uniform to come to work. But this time, they are singing a different tune. They are not borrowing. They are coming dressed in what they have, and it's not looking good. It's embarrassing. The police was last year forced to postpone a pass-out parade for the 2023 recruits due to a shortage of uniform. The recruits have since been deployed to their respective workstations before the pass-out. Conducted for comment, National Police Spokesperson Assistant Commissioner Paul Nyati said the uniform issue was being addressed. The uniform issue was being addressed in phases, he said. We have the grand parade where national activities take place, and we have the provincial parade, but the uniforms are currently being sewn. But today, which means today morning, most provinces would have their uniform issued addressed. It was a few provinces that had uniforms that were outstanding, but it was a work in progress. Not to say members were told there was not going to be any uniform. As for Harare, by today, all the uniform issues would have been addressed. Police details accuse their bosses of neglecting them as their working conditions continue to deteriorate while bosses enjoy healthy salaries and other perks for the employer. Police have over the years decried underfunding from their employer or government. You know, like I've said to you last time, you know, if you treat me badly, accidentally, or when something's going on with you and you just mistreat me, I'll forgive you because it's not your fault. But when you sit down, you're scheming against me, you start my path, you spend your time calculating on how you can hurt me, it's another thing. Then let me tell you, you're going to see the other side of me that you don't want to know. I'll tend to be a lion. Because now I know that, you've been studying my tracks. You've been following me. That's not a mistake. We need to start telling each other the truth, the Zimbabweans. These people have studied us. They've realized that, you are man, Zimbabweans, you can just say whatever you say and tomorrow is over and life goes on. That's why I read that tweet from the beginning that my brother sent, Ali, and said, listen, in IAC South Africa, they are being informed. No, now we are now printing the ballot paper. In Zimbabwe, they don't say a word. They just tell you we print the ballot paper overnight, and tomorrow they tell you there's no ballot paper. You are all standing in the queue. I mean, who are we really to be treated like this? Like, honestly? This is why I said we need to introspect. And this, I mean, across the board. Zimbabweans, we need to start introspecting. The way we are being treated. Aye, man. No, man, no. No. Something's wrong. I guess it's one of the reasons why I was today. Where was I today again? Oh, no, we're going somewhere with my sister. And I saw one of the Zimbabwean ladies, and I greeted her, and because I know her. And I said to my sister, what breaks my heart is every time when we drive past, we see a lot of girls, you know, especially on weekend, looking for work. Majority of those girls are Zimbabweans. And some of them have got degree. I know guys who are professional. We really went to University of Zimbabwe, and they've got degree political science, and they are doing like security guards. And I begin to ask myself questions and say, yo, something must be wrong, man. Our people are just walking like zombies. I do not care even how much money is in your account. You all know I'm telling the truth. There's just something about us that does not make sense. Yo, I think our souls were sold. Because this does not make sense, yo. This is abnormal. It's crazy. It's crazy that the police are crying for uniforms. The army guys, you know, my soldier, are now stealing for survival. Barkuba jma speaker, jma sola jevanu. Huh? Something's wrong. Whatever we did, honestly, God must forgive us. But again, when you see all these things that you heard about, all the evil, taking my street kids, innocent people, abducted, this only invites curses upon a nation. It's unfortunate that when God pours his curse, he doesn't care that you did not do it. If God curses the land, everyone in the land is part and parcel of the curse. Unfortunately. It's evil. Nothing else. Evil. People are looting. We have seen 15 billion Maranga diamond disappeared in thin air. Nothing happened. 4 billion. 4 million. I saw 4 million again. The diamond disappeared. Nothing happened. The gold mafia, you saw what was happening. Nothing happened. Yesterday they're coming and they're telling you, oh, Mugabe and Gono, they sold our reserves. Gold reserves disappear. Nothing happened. Forget about that. How many money you've seen? This small boy allegedly took $5 million US for the old people, Kotko farmers. Nothing happened. How many people have been looting? That mama there, that 1 minute, she says she can't stand trial because she's not okay. Now she's back, she's having a position. Nothing happened. How many people, that is scandal, that is the target, I mean, there are so many scandals, I don't even remember. Nothing happened. The police don't have the uniform, and the soldiers are stealing for survival. It's sad. It's sad. And they'll come and start telling you, oh, everything is okay. God said, we are getting into Canaan. I love that word. We're getting into Canaan. Everything is going to be okay. Praise the Lord. Excuse me. Playing with your mind. It's a mind game, y'all. When someone snatches your mind, you're gone. You're gone. Because that's where your power lies. Where you can make decision. Manipulation, lies, deception. And they just get away with it. Okay. Now the Chinese, I actually saw Zenzele reporting of the Zenzele from site that a Chinese head of security at a gold mine in Filabosi, Matabeleland South, shot and injured 4 illegal miners who entered the mine and allegedly stole 2 sacks of gold ore. Police have confirmed the incident, stating that it occurred on April 14, 2024, when a group of 12 illegal miners broke into the mine and engaged in a scuffle with the security personnel. So a Chinese dude shot 4 Zimbabwean guys, The Chinese are always everywhere. Did you notice that every meeting that's happening in Zimbabwe, Chinese are sitting at the front? Did you notice that they're always saving a special chair, the special room? And I'm like, yo, honestly, something's wrong. Because I always love to use this analogy that I can only imagine if you can see a man taking money for supposed to feed the kids in the house and go give a prostitute. That's exactly what's going on. That's the highest order of stupidity. The highest order of stupidity. That is happening. Ha! But when you see Chinese, they are living large. Electricity, even in their rural areas, they've got electricity. They've got water, clean water from the tap, in the rural areas, y'all. Chinese people. China is rich. Filthy rich. Yesterday you heard that Alibaba is a Chinese billionaire. You know him. They're alleging that he's the one that stole our gold reserves. Huh? You go to a vault, take the gold reserves. Excuse me? Alibaba did. You heard Mchangwa telling you that Alibaba stole our gold reserves and the Arabs. But don't forget that Muchangwa used to be the ambassador in China. Don't forget that. All right, moving on. Moral decay. Huh? All right, I come from Mashingo, right? So, what did you? Ahoy, what do they call it, man? Yeah, Mashingo Ahoy. All right, because I come from Mashingo, so but we are known. We are known for honestly, but for that reason, I'm going to have to mention it. We are known that Mashingo people are very expensive when you marry them, right? It's true. That's very correct. But you know what? I'm a bit disturbed right now. Well, I'm a bit disturbed because now our value is being lowered. I'll explain to you why I say so. Our value for the people of Mashingo, the women, the girls, the queens from Mashingo, our values being lowered. You're soon going to know why I say so. Something's wrong. This country needs cleansing and healing. Deep, I'm saying deep cleansing. When you hear these mamas speak, then you know that we have a broken nation. I've told you Zimbabwe is not poor, it's a broken nation that needs to be mended. Because the mamas are complaining of the nonsense that's going down in Mashingo. Like I said, our value has been lowered. You know? It says, you know, when you pay over like tens and notes. But take a listen, please.
Unoona havo vatotorana vototorana kuita mukadzi nomurume ipapa pachira patei tichifamba napo. Ichi ndo chimwe chinhu chataa tichikumbira kuti dai zvagona kugadzirisiwa muno mumasvingo mashata dai tagona kurispekta zita rokuti masvingo ndo Zimbabwe yacho. Singa muchafambi vagona kufamba nemunyarikani usiku, vasikana vari kufamba vakashama vanenge vakamonera mazambi kana kuti tauri panongofurasha mota kutomisa unonga vakashama sina kana chinhu vakunotoona pavata murodi chaimo saka masvingo makunyadzisa mufondesa zvachose endera muno ari maraundi mukwa kusvika kanzo yativakira maturunsi kusvika kanzo yazongona kutitengesera dzimaidzo ndichingovamo ndakakurira imomo ndaberekera vana imomo asi tifambi mwanangu chaingovapo waziwa taitoenda kunotenga kubva tiri vasikana nyakusvika tazova maivo vakura tinda kunotenga magrosa ndo magrosa edu kwatotenga muriwo zvose zvinofanirwa kushandiswa mumba mukicheni kana kuti tichitambotova nefamasi ukahwa musoro waitomangira kutenga munoma ike zvino nyange ukashayiwa kenduro magetsi aenda haupabuti vana vafamba nemabhodhi nependi apa vachiita zvinhu izvozvo pachena mukati mucheto mamidhadhadha munoona vakatombundirana imomo ina handibudi kana 6 kangochaya handitengi kana murivo handidi ngatonokumbira pane kuziva hakubudiki kunosvodesa totoshewa kuti vana vazukuru nokuti ndavambuya yake zvino vazukuru toputira paimanheri kuti vasaona zvinhu zvakashata kudero nyika yachinja handizvo zvingaitwa sei. Masvingo yashatisiwa navana vedu vatakabereka vofamba vakashama ngatizvikoshese isu vanhu vechinhukadzi bhiri ngaribvagwe romunhukadzi haikona kuti ndinopfeka chinguo chinodai kana kushayiwa dhirezi ndongopfeka bhurugu ndotorana nomunhurume nebhoti apo pachena ndototogwa kuitwa munhukadzi kodo zvisadero masvingo ino ngatiikoshese ngatisipfekiti zvachose.
I told you, we just lost the value. Sorry, we just lost the value. Once been known, Mashingo, you know, the princess of Mashingo, the girls, you know what I mean? You know, once it's been known being this beautiful nation, this beautiful city. Ha! telling me? Nyika ya parare mani. Because do you know, hold on. Because last time I remember I saw something again on social media, was Harare as well. Girls are selling themselves for $1. I'm talking $1. You hit dollar. It's 20 rand, I guess. It's 20 rand. Moral decay is worse. Again, I've told you, when the curse of God comes through, that's what happens. When the devil, and if you roll a red carpet for a devil, you will see, you haven't seen anything yet. If we don't turn here, guys, things are going to be very bad. Because we have allowed wrong over and over and over and over and over and over. So you need to remember that if you look at ZANU-PF, they used to steal, right? But you can see they're now stealing it in a higher magnitude. And not only are they stealing, they're also doing it very openly. They're not hiding. When you tell that I'm donating $1 million and you don't have no track record of that money, you're buying cars, no explanation. You're giving out cars, they can't explain. It's simply we do whatever we want. There's nothing you're going to do to us. And you heard Kudata Gure say, you must leave him alone. Okay. He's selling you Zimbabweans, just keep quiet. Don't say anything. That's where we are now as a nation. Moral decay. Children are selling themselves. Why? Because of moral decay. And this one is going to touch both male and female. That's what happened with the sin. When a nation is being eaten by sin. But this one I'm going to say. That's how the curse of God works. You know, that's how the curse of God works. Sin. Fake prophets. They do as they please. Prostitution is the order of the day. Families are breaking up over. How many videos we see online? Zimbabwe was not like that. Your people respected marriages. No, it's a different story. Women are living like animals. Men too. And first of all, these people not only are they reducing of value, they will make men who never respect marriages. I'm sorry to say this. If you see women naked all the time, why would you marry for? Why would you marry for? I can only imagine. Why would I need a woman for wasting my time and make noise and bring me problems? I'll choose being single than to be with a person like that. And the good women are quiet. Something's wrong. But let me tell you, it starts on the top. And the toxicity is dripping. Yes, no, it's no longer dripping. It's flowing. Don't forget, Susan Mutami's story. One woman grazed an entire cabinet. The nation is broken. Sin is like drinking water. You can do as you please. But for whoever, people talk as they please. Like, there's no more respect for each other or culture. We lost everything. People of God, you and I, we must come back and fix this country. But don't worry. Don't worry. Truth has its way of resolving things. We will sort it out. Ha! Things will be okay. Should be fine. We just need to remove ZANU-PF first. ZANU-PF needs to go by all means. ZANU-PF, no third term, no extension. They need to be gone. Because we are in this predicament because of this political party. They've invited a curse in our nation. A curse in our nation. It's a fact. Whether they like it or not, it's the truth. So, yeah, I refuse anybody to reduce my value. My value is too high, y'all. I refuse anybody to reduce my value, y'all. My value is too high, so if you want to marry me, the value is still in. No, I refuse to reduce my value. You understand? I refuse. Okay, so please May God heal Mashingo. I'm going to pray for the people. I also believe that without being prayerful, I believe and I still believe. There are no role models in the nation. You see, there are no role models. Young kids, nobody, they can't look up to anybody. The good people just say, I don't want to get involved. But then what? Because the bad people are ruining everything. We shall restore our nation. We will rebuild the walls. You know? We shall. Very soon. ZANU-PF, we can't wait for you to be gone because we are sick and tired. All these are your works. They are your works. And you are known. Like up there in the morals, your morals there you're known, unfortunately. But, you know, so it's dripping and the whole society is broken. Yeah, tell me what you think in the comment section below. But yeah. No, man, no. Drug abuse, prostitution, stealing, hatred, you know, you name it. It's on you, ZANU-PF. It's on you. It's on you. It's your failure. May God bless you and may God bless Zimbabwe. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I love you all. And bye for now.